People who went from being extremely attractive to not. How did your life change? A lot of my friends stopped talking to me. I gained 30 pounds in 6 months, and during that time I started to get really bad acne. I have lost 22 pounds since October, but I'm still insecure about my acne. My best friend had anorexia throughout our adolescence. At her thinnest she was 5'6" and 95 pounds. She looked emaciated, pale and just exhausted all the damn time. She was clearly unwell, but she had guys all over her. Not that she had the energy to reciprocate, but that didn't stop them from trying. She's much healthier now and in good shape, 135 pounds. But every once in a while she'll say, "It was a lot easier meeting guys back when I was a weak-ass bag of bones. Guys liked me better that way." I assured her she looked the best she's ever looked, but there's no denying guys liked her better when she looked like the slightest breeze could carry her away. I don't even know why. I had the opposite experience when I lost weight, but I noticed strangers would smile at me on the street, hold doors open for me. People would go out of their way to talk to me or include me in stuff. I stopped feeling awkward all the time in social situations. Turns out I was never awkward. I was just fat. People used to smile at me, customer service was better, I liked to spend a lot of time picking outfits, it enjoyed doing makeup on nights out. Now I really have no interest in clothes or makeup. People don't look at me and smile anymore, lol. I'm just old and a mom and I look perpetually like a 14-year-old, but now in a less cute, more 13 or 30 way. Part of the reason I don't socialize as much is because I'm somewhat insecure. A female friend recently saw a picture of me in my 20s, 10 years ago, and said, "Damn, you were really hot when you had hair." So, I'm currently dealing with the fact that I just won't be as hot as I used to be. It's fine. I'd say personally I have always been a solid 6, but my friend is smoking hot and he was really fat and had scoliosis 2 years ago, and he said people just treat him nicer since he got into shape and got his spine surgery. People seem to generally treat people nicer and better when they are hot, and it's one of the bitter truths that we have to accept. Never had trouble getting attention from the opposite gender. Never had body image issues. Got cheated on. I genuinely feel unattractive, unworthy of attention, and I'd be very surprised if someone complimented me. I wish I could talk myself out of this. I can't. I was never extremely attractive, but I had the girl next door vibe. I didn't become unattractive, but I had a kid and had baby weight for a bit, and am still about 10 pounds above my pre-baby weight. I've also started to show my age, whereas before I could pass for much younger than I was. Creepy dudes who are obviously much older than me no longer hit on me. I'm married, so it doesn't matter, but the dudes who do approach me while I'm out look around my age and normal, I guess. Not as much of a creepy vibe going on. Old men leave me alone. People don't talk to me in such a condescending way, especially men. I am now left alone. People don't give me a hard time or project on me like they used to, which is something I wished I had when I was attractive. I don't know that I was extremely attractive, but I certainly wasn't short of attention up until I was about 30. I got older, had a baby, little bit chubbier, have acne scars. After a wee while of feeling like my best years were behind me, and finding it much harder to get served quickly at a bar, I somehow realized that not being judged by my looks was actually very freeing. And even when I was prettier, there was always something I didn't like about myself, whereas now I love all of me, acne scars and wobbly belly and all. I'd say I've developed more of a personality, rather than being a people pleaser, and am much less bothered about whether or not people like me. Something about realizing I was not seen as perfect anymore meant I didn't have to try and live up to that, if that makes any sense. TBH, it got better when I got more average looking with age. No more creeps shouting at me, catcalling me, following me from work or public transport, or just staring creepily. I wouldn't say I was ever extremely attractive, but I was good looking and fit enough in my 20s that I had a very easy time hooking up with women without having to initiate it myself. Some of the guys I worked with didn't like me based on that alone, but most people, guys included, were really nice to me and treated me well. I've aged a bit since then and stopped working out over the past 10 years, lost most of my muscle and am pretty skinny now. I don't personally like what I see when I look in the mirror these days, but would say I'm about average looking now. People are still nice to me. The only difference now is that women don't really approach me anymore. I'm fine with it though. I had my share of fun when I was younger, and if I get lonely, I need to learn to put in the work to earn someone's companionship rather than just existing and choosing from whoever comes to me. Can't say how much of that is because I'm physically less attractive than I used to be versus the fact that I don't hang out in the same places and am not as outgoing as I used to be. It's hard to say. I was really vain when I was in my 20s and just don't care about the same kinds of things now in my 30s. I don't know if I was ever considered extremely attractive, but I don't think I was too bad on the eyes in my younger years, 40 years old. The years of drinking, smoking, and poor diet caught up to me, and now I'm a bit more weathered. I grew out a beard and that's all that. Self-esteem went down the toilet. Boyfriend left me. Got hot again. Told him to go fuck himself. My ex. Extremely attractive until cheating and lying took over, then she became not so. They get a lot less things for free. I had the opposite experience. I went from looking like a little boy to going through a growth spurt and being able to grow a pretty nice beard. Before, girls would be like, "Oh, you're so adorable," like I was a puppy or something small and cute. Now I get called handsome, hot, or sexy. A lot nicer than being seen a kid. When I was young and handsome, I could smile at a girl on the street, and she would smile back. Now that I'm old and gross, if I mistakenly make eye contact with a beautiful woman, they recoil in disgust. To be honest, I do the same when I unexpectedly catch my own reflection. It could be worse. I could have never been handsome. Was never extremely attractive, but I definitely felt I was more attractive than I am now. My granddad was dying of cancer, and I would neglect sleep and food to try help him. I rarely ate, stopped the gym and slept for a few hours a night. I was determined with trying to somehow find a medical alternative that would keep my granddad alive. It was foolish, cause in doing that I didn't spend time with my granddad before he died. One of my biggest regrets.